Hello and welcome to the Alonzo Says Show. I'm Alonzo. Today's topic we're going to be speaking about is when a woman speaks and say she wants a good man. Now we're going to examine exactly what that means. If you take a look in the general proportion of things, most women when they say they want a good man, most of them are, you have a lot of portion of women that are just talk. Okay? They'll say it to feel good, but they don't really mean it. And the reason why is that because if you take a look at a lot of women when they like men, a lot of it's based on Hollywood standards or what they grew up with their friends' standard. Okay? Now, let's define what a good man is. You have some women who define a good man based on what he looks like. You find based on how much money he has or what kind of car he drives. And none of those actually defines what a good man is. It's good to have those with a good man, but that's not what defines a good man. You generally find a good man to one he's well educated, he works hard for a living and he don't cut corners, he's a family man, he loves you unconditionally, and he loves just you and not multiple women. Okay? And he's probably has some church in him, where he attends church or charity events or something that's dealing with kids or something that's dealing with community work. But those are men that they're usually the second place finishers. That's why you have a lot of men, I don't care what color they are, that tags on or they grab on to being that bad boy. Because they know that they watch other men who's out there, who's getting all the women he can get by being into all kind of foolishness. All kind of foolishness that he can get into. That good guy who's getting good grades and he's staying out of trouble, he's not a heavy drinker, not a heavy smoker. Those guys are boring to most women. Oh, they'll take them home to mama, and then after that dinner, then they'll go home and get in bed with that guy who's been at the club all night or who into all kind of unsavory things throughout that day. That's just a fact of the matter. You have a good man who might go into a club. He's not the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room is that guy in that flashy suit, the flashy clothes, the one that got women flocking around him and his boys. Those are the women that they flock to. But you find the same guy that might catch her at work, on the street, then she'd be more prone to give you attention because it's one-on-one. Then she's able to see you from the inside out. Okay? Now, a lot of women, and I know a lot of them, and you have to admit to who you are, because you have some women say, that's not true. It is true. You just have to accept it. You have to accept it if you really want a good man. You have a lot of women, not all women, but a lot of women, who will sit there and choose their man based on what their friends want. They won't speak to you if they're afraid or embarrassed that their friend's not going to like you, or what their friends think that you should look like. Thank God that there are some women out there who buck that trend and they say, I'm going to pick the man that makes me happy. And if they're my friend, they will support me. You understand what I'm saying? Now, one thing I've learned growing up, and even now, there are certain code words, you know, and they try to separate the two, but it's not. And I'll give you an example of what I mean by that. You have white women who sit and say, I want a good man. But their code word is bad boy. That bad boy is no different than when black women say, I want a good man, and they run after thugs. They are the exact same carbon copy of each other. They just have two different code words. Now you see, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Yeah! And they'll peddle that. They'll peddle on TV and movies and everything. But you have a bad and an ugly connotation when they talk about thugs. When black women say thugs, okay? And really at the end of the day, they're both the same. And they recycle the same kind of men. Men who want to sleep with you and dog you, beat the hell out of you probably, treat you like second class, and they'll still chase them. And a lot of women chase these kind of men. Those guys can do everything wrong in the book and then women will chase them. That good guy tell you he want to sit down, he want to talk about whatever issues he have with you and work it out. That guy's considered boring and soft. But if you really want a good man, then you'll first take a look at yourself. Women, you'll take a look at yourself. And what is it that you want? Because it's easy to say, well, I want this. A prime example, I'll give you a prime example, is you have a woman who continues to go through the same issues with this guy and finally break it off with him. Now you would think that she's learned from that situation. But what happened? She goes back and get a carbon copy of the same kind of guy. If you continue to use the same recipe for a cake that just sat there and burnt and fell down, expect the same results. If you want a different kind of cake, then you're going to have to change your recipe. Take some ingredients out. Add some ingredients. That's the only way you're going to get something different. But you also have women that follow in the footsteps of either their mother or their auntie or the people that surrounds them. Or once again, what Hollywood says, this is what a leading man looks like. And so women go out there looking for that exact leading man. Now, I don't care what color a guy is. If you're happy with him, you should be happy. For example, Eve got married yesterday. She got married to some British guy who's a multimillionaire. And there's some people who say good for her. And then there's some people who say, oh, she just married him because he's white and he got money. No one knows exactly what her reason is for marrying that man. And that's her business. If she's happy, then that's her business, not yours. Now, sure, there are some women who sit and marry white men for money. Okay? No different than you might have a black man that might marry a white woman because he feels that she's easy. There are some white women who they'll hold you to task and you're going to respect them just like a black woman would. And there's some black women that'll let you run all over them. There's some other black women that won't allow you to run over them. So it's not based on because a white woman is easier or a black woman is too sedity or she too much into herself or she too childish. You know, every black woman isn't like that. That's wrong for someone to sit there and put that connotation on any woman. I don't care if she's black, Latino, or Asian or whatever. All women aren't the same. Just like every man isn't the same. Black or white or Asian or Latino for that matter. Every race of men, you can find some thugs that ain't worth anything. You can find some guys who's tough, that they'll protect you, and they're good men. You have some guys who just good men altogether. They'll look out for their family. They might not be reciprocated though all the time. So that's why a guy had to make sure that he picking the right woman. You don't go get no woman who's been with she's been with thugs and she's used to being a rough woman, and so she's not gonna respect you in that manner. Unless she comes to terms that I have to change this if I want a good man. So if a woman wants a good man, then you go and search for him. If you're going to go and get in bed with him as soon as you meet him, don't expect him to treat you. You can't sit and say, oh, I'm going to sleep with you, but I want you to respect me. He's going to lose respect for you the moment he's getting in that bed with you. You know why? Because he's going to feel like she didn't make it important to her. Why should I make it important? So you should take the time to pick that man that you consider I want to spend a while or my life with him. Okay, if you're just out there to have fun and sleep with guys, then you do whatever you so please. Because then really, those criteria don't even matter. What he looks like and how good he in bed should matter for most men and women. But if you're looking for a person who's going to be your life partner, who's going to raise kids with you, who's going to share finances with you, then you definitely want to make sure that you pick the right partner, the right male in your life. But women's going to have to decide. A lot of women's going to have to decide that what they're seeing in imagery from Hollywood and in music is not reality. It's not sustainable. It's not sustainable at all. At the end of the day, when that music video comes off, when that movie thing goes off, you got to go home and face reality. And having a good man in that reality makes life so much easier. And so is the process. So I call on women some women, because all women aren't. Some women are they're stuck at where they're going to be at, and they're just going to be there. You have women in their 30s, 40s, and 50s who still act like they're 18 years old. Their mindset, that is. That they don't know a good man when he come bite them in the face. And then you have some women who's 18, 19 years old who knows what a good man is and what they want in life in that good man. So I ask you women, take an inventory of your friend that sits around you. That is you. They are a total reflection of who you are. Because one thing for sure, you'll never see a nun and a whore hanging out together because they don't have anything in common. If you see them hanging out, chances are they're trying to talk each other out of what they're doing. But you ain't gonna see them hanging out in a long spell. You see women around you, they sleep around with a lot of men, chances are their friends are the same way. You see women who respect themselves, they're not gonna let any man just sleep with them and just get in bed with them, get in and out of bed with them, but they're gonna respect them and they're gonna also value them and they're gonna earn them being with them. You can rest assured chances are they're gonna have those same kind of women around them. So I ask you ladies, feed me back. Oh, I'm quite sure there's going to be some women who are going to sit there and have it out for me. But I'm okay with that. You know why? Because I don't have a problem with telling the truth. And I love feedback. Now, if you're going to get nasty and all this stuff, I won't even comment. You know why? Because it's useless energy when you take a look at facts that surrounds what I'm saying here. Okay? If you want a good man, you got to earn him. You got to go out there and look for him. You got to go out there and make him earn it. And he earn it from you. Not just give it to him because he looks good or because he promised you he's going to give you some money. Now, if you want a guy, a bad boy or a thug, whatever, continue at the rate you are, and I guarantee you they're all over the place waiting for you. Until next week, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Alonzo, signing off. Hit me on my Twitter, Facebook, or even here on YouTube, and we'll talk. Take care, have a good afternoon, and I look forward to speaking to you again on the Alonzo Says Show. Thank you.